Okay, so we got some of the first steps going on for building the box for the base truck right there. 8 12-inch woofers. We're going to have 4 here on the bottom and 4 there on the top, sort of angled. If you look at this plate right here, I've drawn sort of a rough childish sketch of what the front of the box is going to look like. 1 woofer here, 1 woofer here, and then of course the ports go on the back side. I have the sketch right here I'm going to put up here somewhere that shows what it's going to look like when it's done. This is the first stage of building it, and big shout out to the DIY audio guy for doing my sketch for the enclosure. He did a great job and I appreciate it so much. Alright, so you can see here we got some of this interior. We'll go ahead and knock that forward. These seats are electric and they work. Pretty cool. They're from a 2012. And you can see right here, this is kind of a disaster, but this is where the box is going to go. It's going to sit on this platform that I built right here. And if you see here, there's these holes here. There's 8 of them. Those are going to get drilled out and have little riv nuts put in, so it's actually going to bolt to the entire back there with 8 5/16 bolts. The little notch on the top is going to come right here and account for that right there. And the box should sit just below the top of the window, and it should be just wide enough here where there'll be a slight gap where that speaker can sort of breathe out towards the front. But this whole thing is going to be with a woofer box, and there's going to be 4 12s on top and 4 12s on the bottom. Okay, so when you're building your subwoofer boxes like this one, I have the bucket made. Now I have to start putting these pieces here and these pieces here, which if you've seen in the model, you know, they've got a dimension here and there. Then it's going to have sort of the angles and the ports and all that stuff. So I need to start putting these pieces in. I'm going to put this one in, this one, this one, and this one, and leave the baffle off for now. The baffle is going to have a lot of work done to it, so I need to have them off and allow me to work inside. You see right here, we have this piece of wood. Now what we're going to do is the inside of here, from there to there, is 52.5 inches in this case. So we're going to cut this entire board at 52.5 inches so we can cut multiple sections this way. We have 2 pieces we're going to cut at 52.5. Unfortunately, that's going to leave a lot of scrap, but maybe I'll build other boxes and stuff with that. So once we cut those at 52.5, we're going to start putting these pieces in here and start making this look more like a box. One of the problems we're going to have here is I need to fiberglass the entire shell of this, inside and out. So that's how I'm getting away with not having so many baffles here, is by complex geometry, adding sort of some stiffness to it, internal bracing, and lots of fiberglass inside and outside of this enclosure. So that's a whole nother video, a whole nother step. But basically, if you're concerned with my rigidity, that's where I'm going to get the rigidity from, is the fiberglass. So like I said, we're going to basically put the fiberglass everywhere except for the baffle hole. That's going to allow me to get in there and do everything. Then I'm going to actually put the baffle on and fiberglass all that to that. So it's going to be very strong when it's done. Okay, so we have both of our pieces here ripped. We're going to start doing the first 2 pieces, which is going to be 14.5 inches from either side. If you see the plan I posted right here, you'll see that there are these 2 pieces on the side right here. So these pieces are going to be 14.5, and then we're going to do the 6 1/4 inch sections in the middle there and get as many as we can from this piece of wood. So we got these pieces cut right now. We're going to start assembling them into the enclosure and see where that gets us for tonight. But basically we were able to get all of our cuts here on 1 piece of wood. So our second piece will be just for basically the baffles and a couple other parts. So that's really cool.